Oh, we going around telling people.
You want to tell your name? You want to tell your name?
I didn't know.
I'm just saying.
Social flyer.
What's that social
flyer?
flyer?
Social
flyer. You just got
your
your name wrong. You just got your name wrong. You said social flyer. You said social flyer.
You know what?
Go ahead.
Well, Navia Johnson, that's an actual normal name. I know my name.
Wait, hold on. Why is it social butterfly flyer? It's a lot to that.
Yeah.
You should know your name, though. You just
I changed it because it
Welcome to Happy Hour. Let's get started today.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Look, you didn't even shake it.
Why you going first, Robert? We would let you go first the last time.
Oh, shit, I get my little hands up.
Well, since your hand was already in there, you might as well go ahead and go.
You want me to go?
You gonna shoot or you gonna miss?
Look, I'm going to get this night.
That's what she said.
Miss.
Okay.
All right, first topic.
Yes.
Raising kids now versus back then.
Oh, okay. I like that one. Which is different because, let me tell you why. Because not a lot of parents these days are whooping their kids, or they're scared to because I'm going to call the cops.
Be real. You scared to whoop your kid?
No.
Okay.
I'm not scared.
I don't think anybody is like, whipping your kids is sort of like racism. Like, it ain't gone away. People just quiet about it.
Yeah.
Now.
But this is the thing, though. Now people are like calling the cops on you when you whoop your kids in public.
I know a lot of cops who hear about that and they get back in their car and drive away.
I mean, unless you're in the store beating your kid. Unless you're in the store, like, welling at your kid.
You can't just be whooping your kid ass.
Wait. Okay, y'all remember that video that came out about that mom that went up there to the school and was whooping her kids and was like, N-word this, N-word that. She got the cops caught on her.
Because she was being abusive.
She was verbally abusing the kid.
Oh, okay. So when you verbally abuse, call the cops.
You can't be calling your kid little nigga, demeaning him while beating the hell out of him.
Or you can call them, just don't call them that in front of people.
Or no, you don't do that because that is abuse. Like, no, you don't.
I mean, she was physically and mentally abusing this kid.
Yes.
Whooping your kid is mentally
but spanking your kid with a little stick like your grandma used to do when you were bad in church is totally different than you up there like throwing bows at the kid. I mean, like
and look, my dad used to beat the shit out of me, okay? Like, I remember specific ass whoopings from 20 years ago and how they
mentally
went from beginning all the way through the end.
And mentally messed you up. That's what I'm talking
about. But the thing is that before I got mine, my dad used to have a whole conversation with me before he whooped my ass. Like, it would be, son, I don't know what to tell you. Like, we tried to go this route. You didn't want to. We went this route. You didn't want.
So you was bad.
You've had too many warnings. We got to take it here now.
Okay.
You want it now or after dinner?
Robert, I hope you got it before dinner. Because
I got it out the way. Got that shit out the way.
If you eat,
I already had to think about it all day in school. Like, hell nah. But the thing was that he did it right. I know what I got whooped for. Okay. I just slipped up, accidentally broke something, and then it didn't go down like that. Mm-hmm. Now, if I was running around the house after he's told me repeatedly, stop running around the house, and then I break something because I was running around the house, then he gonna whoop my ass.
So that's what I'm saying. So back then, obviously, it was different versus now. It's like these folks out here whooping, and you
gotta know how to whoop your kid. You can't be beating your kid just because they done pissed you off. Like, you can't be whooping kids out of anger. It don't work that way.
Right.
A whooping is a tool, just the way a hammer is a tool. I can use a hammer for what it's for, which is driving in nails. Or I could put it against somebody's head.
I don't know.
And it would effectively break that too.
Well, see.
But the thing is that if you don't use the tool for the way that it's meant to, it's going to do the wrong kind of damage. And that's the thing about whippings. You can't just be beating the hell out of your kids because you really just turn them into bullies. You really train them like a pit bull that you want to go mean. That's really what you end up doing.
You think so? Because if you think about it,
you are mentally and physically abusing someone.
Yeah.
Half the time they don't even know what they're being beat for. Mm-hmm. They just know they made you mad. That's really all they're really scared of, not to make mama mad, not that they did something wrong. Once you get to that point, you're just toughening them up.
I don't know. Okay, so do y'all even remember your aunties and uncles telling you stories about when they got whoopings. Like, yeah, grandma hit me with an iron casket. That's like
Iron
is it iron casket?
Iron skillet.
Yes,
Iron skillet.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Girl, an iron
skillet,
casket.
like an iron skillet, and just hit them upside the head.
And then what happens when they get internal bleeding from the brain and have an aneurysm or some joint? Like, now they did murder. Like, straight up. You can't just be doing that.
I mean, you need to be concerned about that, plus the whole entire, I feel like some of these kids are from the everyone gets a trophy generation. I.e., your kid could be the suckiest kid, it's everything, but they're still going to get rewarded. When I was growing up, if you sucked, you didn't get that trophy. You just were the kid on the team who didn't get it.
And that started like halfway into the whole millennial thing, because straight up, I got a lot of participation joints. I just so happen to be one of the best people on the team too. So I got the red trophy.
What are you tooting your own horn here? You're too okay. Whatever.
But no, like.
But you knew that you weren't good. But I feel like now some of these kids, their parents made them believe that they're the best player, even when they're not, because they're getting stuff. And then if they're doing bad, they start yelling at the coach because their kid is horrible. It's like, no, that's not how it works.
I didn't even take it seriously. I was just like, okay, you're just trying to be nice. That's how I felt about it.
But you understand that carries over in life though, because then when those kids don't get their way, even as adults, they have hissy fits.
Yeah, they sure do. They can't handle that. It's fun watching them in basic training. I tell you that. Boy.
And also, too, how it was back in the day to where, like, the saying, it takes a village to raise your kid. Nowadays, it's like nobody wants them to whoop their kid, talk crazy to their kid. But back then, grandmother's day, it's like, yes, auntie, uncle, the neighbor, auntie Juju.
I think with family is one thing. Yeah. I don't really want no random person up in the store start whooping my kid.
I'm not saying.
Because that didn't happen. Someone kid was acting bad in the store.
Back in the 90s, when Huntsville had like a lot less people, and it could be considered more like a village. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's too many people around now for us to really be that comfortable to turn around and use village kind of mentality in a lot bigger populations. And like, I'm that guy. I believe that it does take a village to raise a child, but you have to choose what parts of the village that's going to be able to do that. Like, for instance, in school, that's one of those places. If you're on a sports team, that's one of those places. At home, that's one of those places. But just any place, like just any random stuff, like back in the day, back in the 80s, where it just you mess up or your mama catch somebody whooping you, then your mama just come in and tag team and beat you down with them. Like, that's what it was back then.
It's not like that now, though.
Yeah, but it can't be like that now. Because back then, mama probably also knew who was in there whooping your ass in the store. Because it was a small town.
When you think about it, like, probably when we were growing up, everyone knew everyone in the neighborhood. So if you went down to the neighbor's house or went 2 blocks over and broke someone's lamp, for example, your mom already knew about it when you got home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you messed up at school, by the time you got home at 3:00, you knew you were going to get in trouble.
You already knew it was waiting on you.
You could pretty much say, it is just funny because, they didn't have cell phones then. But you knew when you did something that your parents were going to find out before you got home. So you had to mentally prepare for that situation.
Yeah, in that ass.
Okay.
But I mean, I think that there are sort of some lessons that we did lose from our parents and grandparents when it came to raising. I don't know. I'm a 90s baby. Like,
you're so
we didn't get a lot of raising. We did. Don't get me wrong. But our folks, I feel like our folks are a little more turnt than the parents before us.
And too, I want to talk about this too because back then it's like. You had this baby, you gonna raise this baby. Versus now, it's the grandparents taking care of their children, kids, and I think
there's a community of that, but I don't think that's.
But I think that happened back then too. I mean, people just kept quiet about it. I mean, that's not a then and now thing. That's been happening forever. People just really didn't talk about it then like they do now.
Really big thing now.
But also, I think too a lot is because a lot of these people are on drugs and got a whole lot of issues.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. You got the issue, but I don't think it's as widely an issue as it may seem. I think maybe in the community, it's one of those things in our community that we may see. And I ain't saying black people. I'm just saying in this general region. But I mean, I think in the grand scope of things, I think it will really show that in most cases, everybody's handling their business.
Yeah.
But at least trying to. Let me say that. We fall short sometimes, but at least trying to handle our business is a big thing. What's the next topic?
Wendy, that's you.
Okay, I gotta be a little extra.
Really? I never noticed.
Don't do me. Okay, let's see what this one's about because I wrote them all anyway.
There were some in there that I wrote.
Corona.
Where's the spray? Bring the lights out. Oh, y'all. Okay, this one is Geico versus Girl Code.
Ooh!
Robbie, you've been waiting on this one.
I like that one.
Well, let me tell you what I don't like.
What?
The simple fact that whoever came up with the saying bros before hoes and chicks before dicks is a freaking lie, okay? Because these chicks be putting dicks before the chicks. And the bros be putting the hoes before bros.
They say in the rule, they just breaking the rules.
Yeah, because see, I don't know if you ever noticed, guys can have those... Guys handle things totally differently than we do. A lot of women will hold a grudge forever. You'd be 10, 15, 20 years in a row, they're showing that grudge. Guys, some guys will just duke it out and be done. Yeah. And then they go about their business. They're not sitting there like harboring about the fact that so-and-so slept with their boyfriend 5 years ago.
But what if they end up getting married, though? Like, okay, they slipped up and stuff together, and then they turn around and y'all got married.
Here's what trips me out. Dudes be like, if I don't deal with the girl anymore, unless I had a baby with her or something, she's free game. Yeah. Any other one of my boys on the holler at
girls aren't like that. Some girls like, you ain't touching no guy.
That's right, because I called this.
She'll be married with the whole family and everything, and you still can't date the friend.
Even if you dated that guy when you were 14 years old and you're 35 now, it's like you can't look at him. And it's like, you dated for 2 weeks when you were 14, you're 35 now. It's like, no, you can't talk to him.
Like, that's outrageous to me.
It's just like, not all females are like that, but it just depends. Like me, I'll be all right with it.
I hate when.
I hate when I be that's a no, you're not.
I would be fine if she dated, like, if she dated my ex. I'd be fine with her.
I'll believe that for a second, Whitney.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can have him. I will be at the wedding.
You'll be there, huh?
I will be there.
My thing is, if it's someone I don't know and I'm doing fine, I don't care.
I don't really care.
Especially when if you've been with
I'm
someone.
I'm gonna feel some type of way for a moment, but it's gonna go away, and that's mostly just because.
Why would you feel some type of way?
Because I got this sort of pride thing, and it's like, that's my girl, and then like she's my girl, so I think highly of her, even if we ain't together no more.
That's
I still
selfish
think highly
of you.
I think highly of all my exes.
Well, that's nice, but I'm saying, like, why would you? You shouldn't be in your feelings.
I mean, I know that it is all of those things, which is why I shut the fuck up and just let it happen. But I still feel that way. Like it still be like. It's kind of okay. And then I go on my mode. Because it really just be because, anybody I deal with, like, if we got to the point where we're together, I really fuck with
What is the guy code? Like, how does that discussion happen? Be like, yeah, I mess with Tanika. And then one of your friends come and be like, yo, how did that Tanika? You straight with
Usually, dudes really just don't want seconds like that.
Oh.
Like, if you were with her, he really ain't just, as your boy, he ain't really just going to be trying to get on her like that. Now, if it gets to a situation where everybody's together and it's just the moment happens, then ain't nobody mad at it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But there's just one of those situations, like, for me, it's like, it's not that deep. Y'all ain't together no more. It's not your business.
That's true, and I feel like that too. I feel like, especially if it's like the past type of situation. So, but yeah. What about you, Namian? Feel like the same?
I mean, personally, I feel like when you're done, you're done. Except if it's your friend dated someone that you dated for like longer than a year. Like if you had a full blown like relationship with this person,
don't cross the line.
And you were talking about like marriage and kids and all this jizzy jazz, and y'all break up and your friends start dating that person, then you can be mad because clearly that person, well, because
they have future plan.
Well, because some people, here's the thing, because I think like this: if that was a friend that you went, because realistically, girls talk about the relationship problems,
and don't talk about the dicks, ladies, because if you do, your friend won't it. Okay, go ahead.
That's what I was gonna say. If you're telling your friend about your relationship issue and you break up with the person, then they go and start dating them. Mm-hmm. Some people, I hate to say, some girls are trifling. They just sitting there waiting to pounce.
That's why you can't tell them about the sex. So,
but then again, they know they're a bad person. That's them, and let them have fun with stupidity over there. Let them have fun.
I really can't be mad at no one but myself, because to be real, you got to think ahead and put yourself in the situation to where people won't do you like that. Like, for me, it's easy for me to say that I wouldn't really feel no type of way, because for me, I hang around people I truly feel are solid and that I truly do trust. So they really ain't out here doing shicey stuff. We really ain't even got the same taste like that.
Robert, let me tell you something about women. It could be your best friend for like ever. Some women will go stupid over some man, okay? They'll be there fighting their best friend that like has been through everything with them over a dude. Because
I've seen
a lot of women will choose a man over their family, their friends, everybody.
Growing up being friend zoned, I ended up having that conversation with a lot of women.
And you're just like, you dumb, can you not see this?
Up, yeah. And it was just, I say women, but a lot of girls growing up, because we was all growing up there. But still, like, yeah. I done heard some shit in my day. Y'all crazy in middle school.
Okay, hold on, wait a minute.
I can't. Like, please don't let me ever have a girl. Because I can't handle y'all after 11 years old. I can't do it.
But you're like, puberty, I can't do it.
The shit that I've heard,
Robert.
I can't do it. It ain't even got nothing to do with y'all.
Robert,
it's the whole world.
Robert,
that happens to y'all.
You know what's going to happen? Just for that, you're probably going to end up having an only girl.
Don't give me that, because I'm a third. I got to have a fourth. And I'm going to keep trying until it happens. I'm going to be like Future out here.
Wow.
You might have a kid.
Wait a minute. Don't be like Future.
I'm going to have a good head of space on this mother, boy.
Robert Clinton, back in the girl codes back in high school days, it was like a game, just like it was a game to y'all boys back in high school. It was just like a game.
See, I wasn't good at that game.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was for a lot of those guys.
A game, a competition, yeah.
Like, I was always cool with the guys that were really good at the game, but I never really learned it like that.
I don't think that has ever stopped, though. There are people still playing that game. It's not high school. There are adults still in line.
Well, it's like the culture's sort of set to where you gotta play the game. You know what I'm saying? But it's like we're just now coming to a point where people are actually questioning the way we were and really trying to find different ways to accomplish. I think we're in a new sort of renaissance period when it comes to that socially.
Well, my experience was I actually did stop talking to a friend because of a guy. It was like more of a compete. Don't leave me like that. Right? It was more like it was a compete thing to me. You know what I'm saying? To where like I really got bored and I was like, I'm just about to mess with y'all type of situation. And then like her and I did end up stop talking, and she obviously didn't talk to the guy and stuff. And I was like, yo, that was stupid. Like, let's go ahead. And like Navia said, like, we really do hold a grudge for like years. And I was just like, yo, it's all good. Like,
so you're a girl that doesn't uphold girl code.
No, like, I don't even I look like hell no. Like, I don't even abide by the Bible here. Like, we all sinning, okay? There's a code in there, but no, everybody want to break the code. You're sinning and stuff.
No loyalty.
Anyway. No, I'm just playing. I do. I don't break the code.
Yeah, okay.
I just play.
Girl, you already incriminated yourself. I'm
just joking, for real. I wouldn't even do that, though, for real. Okay. Okay. What is this about? I didn't fold it that good.
Who should pay child support? Oh my God.
The men.
You in this mess.
The men.
Hey. Whoever makes the most money. You know what? No. Forget all of that. Both parents should pay child support.
Wait, explain.
I mean,
Check this out.
some
Because
people.
There should be an account, a separate account.
for the kid.
And they find out from how much the mother and the father makes, what that monthly thing should be.
And
both of them pay it like a bill, or they get it both out of their checks, whatever.
So
They
if they
both
have
pay it
joint,
like
so
that.
if they have joint custody, pretty much each of them pay because they're splitting the expenses.
Boom. And depending on how much you have the child, that's how much percentage you pay into your child support.
Well, because we know that's not how it works.
That's fair as all get out. Because look at it this way. The mother has to take care of the child too, just like the father has to take care of the child. So whoever has the child the most should get the most assistance. So every month, this needs to go up to this amount. Everybody's still paying equally, however much if the mother has 80% of the time, the mother only pays 20% of child support. The father has it 80% of the time, the father only pays 20% of child support. And then, boom, that's how it should be done.
Because my issue with child support is the fact that they're giving people these outrageous, just how this person get like $20,000, $30,000 a month or whatever. People shouldn't be letting them let the parent live out. It's not for the parent to live out, but it's for the child. A child, if you only have one child that's like 5 or 6 years old, we all know that kid's not going to go through $30,000 in a month.
Sure.
So with some of these celebrities like Chris Brown's situation, when his baby mama asked for like a whole bunch of money, she was asking for too much?
Yeah.
Wait.
Because he was already paying.
How much was he paying?
I mean, she was, I think, trying to get
does your baby need?
And see, I think
a roof over her head. She's probably going to a private school that costs a lot of money.
That he's already paying for.
Yeah, he was already paying for all that stuff. She just wanted extra because she wanted it so that she could move and be living this lifestyle that she isn't paying for.
She probably moved the kids out of whatever neighborhood they're in into a better neighborhood.
I mean, technically they had joint custody.
And she probably has recital, and you got to put gas in the car to take her.
But he was already paying for all that
stuff. If
stuff.
that's the case, then it sounds like Chris Brown needs custody of this baby. That's what it sounds like.
He can't get custody of her. He worked too much. So basically, the girl or the baby mama is basically.
He can't because he worked too much. So Jay-Z and Beyonce can't have custody over their kids.
Well, they work a lot.
But Chris Brown worked too much.
He probably don't have time for his daughter.
Jay-Z and Beyonce have kids. Yeah. Kids,
which the nanny probably watched.
Oh, so they can do it, but Chris Brown can't.
Chris Brown, he got a lot going on. So
what he got going on? Enlighten me, because it ain't in Hollywood.
I mean, first of all, he got another kid that he got to focus on. And then
so
he got
sounds like the kid got a buddy to play with.
This kid doesn't need an absent father. Like, the father needs to be there. Like,
he's there. It sounds like to me she's just, I hate to say it, some of these people get pregnant by celebrities because they see, I'm going to give me a free ride because I'm just going to go and try to get all this money out of this person and live off of it, which honestly is kind of true because realistically, we know it's not going to take more than $10,000 to take care of a kid a month.
Kids are kind of expensive.
No, they're not.
A kid,
okay. Take $10,000.
There are people out here take care of the kids off of $500 a month, $200 a month. Okay,
I know a lot of broke people that raise some kids.
Yes, exactly.
Ain't no way, and raise good kids.
I can tell you this right now: if any of those people were getting $10,000 or $20,000 a month, they would be quiet and go about their business.
What I'm saying is, it's probably a lot going on that she needs more help because what was it, $15,000 that he's giving her is not enough.
Look, I can understand certain things being a thing, like you need a spot where you have a certain level of security because it's Chris Brown's baby. Like you need a spot where you have a certain level of privacy. Like I can understand that kind of thing, but at the same time, if you can't do that as a parent, because that is your kid, right? That's your child. Mm-hmm. So if you can't do that as a parent, then maybe the kid needs to be with the parent who can.
Not just that. Why are you, I think that was one of those cases where it's like, I want a house all of a sudden. I want some more money so I can buy me a house because I want to travel and do my thing. So pretty much it's like, if he wasn't the father of the kid and it was just an average regular guy, you would have a job. That thing that most people have to pay their bills. I mean, I don't know. I know that's just a crazy idea that all of us have to work and stuff, but
She might have a job and she might not, but her job of being a parent is a
We've been
full-time
on
job.
We've been on what you call so much. What was the question again?
It was about child support. Who
We
should
was
pay
talking
child
Who
about-
should pay the
Well,
child
no, here's
support?
what I think in the end.
Okay.
Because we're talking about celebrities. Because in the end, what
Yeah.
happens is this. Whichever celebrity has the most money is usually who pays it, whether it's the man or the woman.
And that's
Usually
just
they end up getting a ridiculous amount of money. Plus,
But
you know,
even for the regular Joe Schmo, because that's who's gonna be watching this shit, not Chris Brown.
You're
Okay?
right. Yes.
For them, like,
I think if you have joint custody, you should split it down the middle and both parents should.
yeah, it should either be right down the middle or it should be no child support at all. If it has to go to that because people need an agreement in writing, which I understand, like, I feel like every single parent should have some agreement in writing with the other parent. And just so you know, this is what we expect. These are the goals. Let's keep it there. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's something I think everybody should have. But, like, we really gotta, we gotta reform. We gotta reform.
Well, I have heard of some stories of a mom being on child support, and I was like, I was shocked. I was like, what?
I mean, that happens too.
Yeah.
Men don't generally do it because, I don't know, we ain't raised
Well, our
that
system
way.
and also our system is kind of set up to just be in favor of women,
Yeah.
regardless if they're good or bad.
And I ain't really too mad at it for the fact that, you know, there ain't a lot of systems built for y'all like that. So
Mm-hmm.
take the win as long as you can get it. You feel me?
Well, the tides are turning though. So, because there's a lot, I hate saying, there's a lot of deadbeat women out here now.
Yeah.
So,
But, I mean, and it's nothing to just get on women because, I mean, I get it. It's hard as fuck. Raising a kid, especially in society where a lot of times, you know, especially now, you hear that you're raising, like, you hear, or someone hears that you're raising a child by yourself and they look at you like, oh, everybody does that. But not really looking at how hard that is for everybody that has to do that, you know? Just different situations, having to, like, your entire schedule, I hear, is a lot of the biggest things. Like, you have to model your entire schedule over what your kid does.
when you
All
say,
your work is like,
factual.
I'm
like-
telling you, because my son, he has his schedule and I have mine, and it's just like I have to hold off on my stuff because he plays sports.
yeah.
I have nephews that I help raise that play sports. They play like football, basketball, baseball all season. So it's like, hey,
And that's really
It's a
what
lot-
I'm
it's a lot
waiting
going
on.
on.
Like, I want to get to a point where, like, I'm making good enough money to where I can take time anytime that I need to for my kid and still accomplish what I need to accomplish.
that's
But, I mean, it's just one of those things. I mean, really, the best way you can avoid all of this is plan ahead. Pull out.
take a plan B. Go down there and abortion if you have to. Okay.
Oh,
I'm just joking. I'm
on that
joking. I'm joking.
note.
Okay, I'm joking. I drink a lot of alcohol.
But you have that right, ladies. You have that fucking
Do
right.
we? That's on another topic.
That's
because
another topic.
We gotta talk about that
But
later.
I just
yeah.
saw that
Okay.
reaction and I just saw headlines go, what you trying to say, motherfucker? Like,
Kill the
dude,
baby.
you
No.
look, if that's what you,
Cause okay,
You got
that's
it.
another topic. We're gonna
You
think
got it.
yes. All
Yo.
right. Anyway, so on
and
that note.
is it. Appreciate everybody for tuning in.
Whoop whoop.
And that's
Oh
the
my
happy hour.
gosh.
Clank, clank.
I'm not playing.
We doing this again?
Still on
I
that
got
shit.
my